Hey folks, this is video number 118, and the title is Mystery. It's 4 degrees out and the sun is really bright, so I can't do much about the light, so here goes. I had been working out of state on an extended assignment. Therefore, I had not visited my dad and stepmom for a number of months. My assignment was over and it was a nice late summer day. I made the time to stop in and visit some. We all talked for a while, then Dad said, "Hey, I have something for you to look at. Nobody knows what it is. Maybe you do." We went outside and walked around to the front of the house. Alongside the front steps was growing this tree-looking thing. Dad repeated that nobody could identify it. The tree-looking thing had a base of about 6 inches in diameter. It was leaning against the eave trough and then went straight up, and the top appeared to be about even with the peak of the 2-story part of the house. This tree was about 16 feet tall. The base leaves were large and bedraggled. They were about 3 feet long and appeared to be a type of fern. I wasn't sure either. Then I took a look at the more defined leaves closer to the overhang. This was not a fern. I recognized those leaves immediately. This was the largest marijuana plant I had ever seen. In Vietnam, marijuana grew along the roads like ragweed or Queen Anne's lace grows around here. It was always only 3 to maybe at the most 5 feet tall. Dad had enough pot in his tree-sized plant to keep the neighborhood high for a week. I asked Dad if he had asked Kevin about it. He was my stepbrother. He was back living there again after spending 14 years in jail for drugs and burglary. Dad told me Kevin didn't recognize it either. Well, that was surely a bunch of baloney. This plant was only about 15 feet from the road. I told Dad that he needed to get rid of it, because if a state trooper came by and saw it, he could get arrested for growing dope and maybe even lose his house. During this time frame, growing pot was a thriving industry in the Northeast. Growers would actually plant pot in cornfields right along with the corn and harvest it without the farmers being aware of it. The last incident I'm aware of in Wyoming County was in the Triangle Field at the turnoff to Noxon on Route 92 south of Tunkhannock. The whole field was full of pot. What gave it away was when the corn matured and turned brown, the marijuana stayed green and stuck out like a sore thumb. The police had their hands full pulling out that load. Growers also used food plots on the game lands in various areas throughout the state. We had to be extra careful patrolling the game lands, as those fields would be booby-trapped with punji sticks and even explosives. With all that going on, I never heard of anyone finding a plant that was 2 stories tall. After I left, Dad cut it down and burned it. I would guess the neighbors' dogs and probably a few neighbors had a nice, mellow, and relaxing evening. Well, this concludes my little mystery story. As always, I wish everyone all the best.